Alright guys, welcome to Field of Vapor Reviews, and today we are going to take a look at the iTaste from Inokin. So the first thing you're going to notice is that it's a box. Yes, this is a box mod. On top of that, it also acts as a charger for a whole bunch of different devices. We will get to that in a second. What does this come with? It comes with a charging cord. This is a USB charging cord. It does not have a plug. You're going to have to plug it into some sort of USB input. On this side, you're going to have an iPhone charger, and that is for any of the devices that came out before the current generation. You also have a mini USB and a micro USB. You actually charge this device through the micro USB. So this is your charging cord, and then you can also go ahead and charge other things with it. So let's actually take a look at what comes with it besides that. You get two clearomizers, and I don't really like them, so I didn't use them. You also get this little ring thing. Now you'll notice that I'm not using this ring, and the reason why I'm not using this ring is it actually hangs off of the side a little bit, and I don't like the way that that looks. It kind of ruins the whole fit and finish, if you ask me. So I take that off. The good thing about it though is if you do use it, it does have air holes in either side, so you're not going to get airlocked with any tank that you put on here. Fit and finish. The button, it's real nice. It's clicky. I actually hold this in my hand and press the button with the second knuckle of my thumb. I have no problem with it at all. On, off. So that also acts as kind of a visual indicator of the battery charge. So if the green light's on when you fire, you have most of your battery power. If the yellow's on, really if it hits yellow, it's time to plug this sucker in. You can vape it on yellow for a good deal of time, but you might as well just plug it in because there actually is voltage drop once you hit yellow. And then the red means, whoa, I need power. Plug me in. It feels pretty high quality. Even the buttons on the side are clicky and feel high quality. The screen is a nice screen. Nothing to write home about, but it's bright. It's nice. Everything seems to fit together just right. It's absolutely perfect the way everything fits together. The quality of it, the feel of it, the weight of it, it just feels really nice in your hand. I was so surprised when I opened this up because the quality was like 10 steps above what I expected it to be. So I feel really good about that. The only thing that I don't like about the way it looks or the fit and finish is there are no ego threads on this. This is not ego threading. So I'm tired of people saying that this is ego threading because this is really just a popped up 510 connector so that if you want to put something that has a ego skirt on it, not ego threaded, ego skirt, it'll fit real nicely on this. My personal preference is I don't really use things that have ego skirts, and I would much rather see the design look something like this. Boom. Or this. How does it vape? Depends on what you put on top of it. So I don't really need to connect it to a scope in order to test it. I'm just going to use this little meter. 4.5 volts. 4.34. That's not that bad. This battery is charged probably halfway up. I don't think that there's any excuse for the screen to say a different number than what it's actually putting out under load. So the funny thing is, not under load, this is still set to 4.5 volts. Not under load, 4.6 volts. I don't know. Fix it. Besides that, it's a solid unit, and for the price, $70, It's not that bad. As a matter of fact, you could probably find it for probably $55, $60, $65 when any website is running a sale. So that's kind of that. Let's talk about the inputs on the bottom and my feelings on that. This is going to charge a whole bunch of different devices if you want to. So it's kind of like a power bank. Here's my problem with that. I don't want my electronic cigarette to be my power bank. I want a power bank to be a power bank. If you don't know what a power bank is, it's basically a big battery that charges other devices. I just don't want that out of my electronic cigarette. I want a vape, and I don't want to make the decision between, do I charge my phone or do I vape for the next day? You know, say there's a natural disaster like we just had a hurricane, and I was out of power for a little while. I would much rather have something like this, boom, than use my electronic cigarette to charge my phone. Now, on the flip side of that, if your phone was dead and you had to make an emergency call, this is going to help you out with that. And if you always have this with you, which you might not have a power bank with you all the time, but if you have a power bank, maybe you should bring it with you all the time, put it in your glove box or something. But that's besides the point. If you have this with you all the time and you're in an emergency and you need to get one phone call off, you can plug it in real quick, make your phone call, unplug it, and you can still vape. So there's kind of two sides of the coin there. So here's the bottom of the device. You got that on-off switch. If you switch it to off, it is going to disable any of the output. So you're not going to be able to charge devices with that set to off. That's smart because you don't want to get juice in any of those connectors and have anything short out or anything like that. You can see you have your output, you have your input. Now the thing with that on-off button, it causes a problem for me, and it's wobbling. This thing wobbles. It's kind of upsetting. Now I did fix that on my silver one. There's no wobbling. What I did was, so I actually bought this at Kmart, and it's the perfect size to fit the screws on the bottom. So I unscrewed it. Pulled out the bottom. Pushed in the on-off button. No more wobbling. So you put those screws back in and there would be no more wobbling. But my personal thought is that you shouldn't have to do something like that in order to get it to stop wobbling. But it does solve the problem if you have one and you want to try and attempt that. We're not putting the screws back in because we are taking this apart. So I'm interested to see what the inside looks like. So that is obviously the switch assembly. And we are going to take some electrical tape. That is a 2200 mAh battery. Actually, it's two of them. Two batteries, so I guess it's 2200 mAh for both of them. There's your, oh, that's interesting. Look, there are more digits on that screen than what are showing. That's real interesting. So obviously these are where your buttons are. So that's it, guys. Alright guys, so final thoughts. Very well built. Minor gripes. Positioning at the top, maybe I wish that was different. This little O-ring or tank stabilizer, I don't like how it hangs off the side. But overall, fit and finish, very good. The functionality of it, while a little wonky, it's decent. I don't know. I feel like I really have a problem recommending this to somebody strictly based on the fact that under load it doesn't give you the voltage that you have it set to. So like that's my main gripe. It should give you the voltage that it's set to. And we've talked a lot about that over the past couple months. So I don't understand why something that's put together so well and there's so much thought put into this to make it high quality, it just doesn't vape at the voltage that you have it set at. So if you're okay with that, for the price, it's a very solid mod. So a little bit disappointed with that, but very impressed with the build quality, the feel of it, the battery life getting me through like a day and a half. I know that a lot of people are going to like this if they buy it. So just keep in mind that it's not going to fire at the voltage that you set it to. Alright guys, I'll catch you next time.